Welcome all my students to week 23, sorry. Week 23, everybody. So let's get started. We are going to work with optical illusions. Optical illusions. We've worked with our hand drawings before, so we're going to do another hand drawing, but this one's going to be an optical illusion. All right, so the first thing you're going to need is your pencil. You're going to also need a flat or skinny, it doesn't matter what kind of skinny, Sharpie or marker, and then you're going to need possibly 3, maybe 2 of your colors of your fat markers, so your Crayolas. So whatever type of thin markers you might have are fine. It doesn't have to be a Sharpie, it doesn't have to be yellow, it can be any colors you want. I just picked yellow to work with. Those are the colors I picked. You don't have to pick those same colors. Okay? All right, here we go. So now, I always have the jewelry in the way that causes me to, but we're going to trace our hands out. So taking your time to trace your hand out, I'm going to skip some areas in my hand but draw it lightly. Use a light touch on your drawing. Do not draw a heavy line. So we're just going to trace around your hand lightly with your line, light, and like I said, I'm going to go back and fix areas where that's around my ring and all that good stuff and around my bracelets. So light line. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and you can barely see it on my paper, but I'm going to go back and fix my lines. Still keep them very light lines. Come down here, I'm going to loop this up because my rings were in the way. So I'm going to make sure you can fix any little imperfections that you might have. But take your time, and if you can't trace your own hand, see if you can get a family member to help you trace your hand. Mom, dad, brother, sister, whomever can trace your hand, grandparent. Get them to help you. Teacher, you can get them to help you, or you're in the classroom, you can get your friends to help trace your hands for you. So take your time. Like I said, I'm just fixing my lines because really after it's all said and done, you won't even see these lines. Okay, I'm going to fix my thumb so it's not as wide. Okay, I think I've got everything the way I want it. Make sure you and get all the rest of all those eraser lines out the way. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we are going to now take the skinny Sharpie or marker, and we are going to do this with skip a space. It's like we're going to skip a space, but we're going to start like this. I want you to draw a straight line first. Then I want you to curve it like this and then go straight across again. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Skip a space, straight line, curve, and then go across. Okay, again, straight line, curve, and then go across. And try to get your lines as straight as you can when you do that. Straight line, curve, then go back across. Here I go again. Straight line, curve, and go straight line again. I'm just going to keep going. Curve, and go across again. Like I said, try to keep them the same width. Don't let them be thicker or thinner. I've kind of got them all about the same width. Make sure that your lines go all the way to the edge too. Okay, straight line, curve, and then go across again. This is where it's going to get tricky. We're going to get a finger. Straight line, curve, stop, straight line, curve, stop. Okay, as you see, that was a little tricky. Probably should have gone a little deeper on that one. Here we go. Straight line, curve, straight line, curve, and straight line again. Okay, little space, straight line. Here we go with the fingers. Straight line, curve, straight line, curve, straight line, curve, straight line across again. All right, here we go again. Straight line, curve, straight line, curve, straight line, curve, straight line, curve, straight line again. Just going to keep on going. Just be really careful. And it might take a couple of practices to get your final. You know, if you have more paper, if you mess up, you can always start again. And that goes for any of your drawings that you've done with me. Okay, here we go again. This one goes across, straight line, curve, 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 and across again. When you get to the very top and you're running out of areas to curve, you're just going to do a straight line that goes all the way to the top. All right, I think that that's good. All my lines look about even. All my lines go all the way to the end. All right, there you go. That's that part. Now we're going to put that Sharpie away, or that marker away. You're going to pick up your next color. I think I'm going to do green or turquoise. All right, I'm going to turn it to the side. I'm going to turn my papers to the side so you can kind of see. I'm going to get the fat side. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. Straight line, curve. Gotta move some things out the way. I've got a lot on my table. And then go across. Try to stay underneath that line. All right, I'm going to do it again. Straight line, curve, straight line, going all the way across. And if you hit the line, it's okay. It's going to happen. Straight line, curve, straight line going all the way across. Straight line, curve, straight line going all the way across. And you really have to just work on your steadiness of your hand, because your hand can get a little shaky. Move everything else to the side. Okay, as you see, I'm still going. And if it hits the other line, it's okay. And as you saw with the first initial straight line, the yellow one, you saw it developing into what we want as an optical illusion. Looks like the hand is kind of coming off your paper. And like I said, you can pick your favorite colors. Okay, and now here we're going to just go across and across. Okay. All right, it's getting there. All right, now I'm going to pick my next color. I just used a warm and I used a cool. Now I'm going to use a warm color again. Turning it to the side. Down here this will probably be the only spot I can do down here because, well, maybe I can use a little bit down there with the blue. All right, so my orange is kind of streaky, so I'm going to do the best job I can. That's why I'm going to come back in with that blue at the end and really clean it up. I'm kind of overlapping a little bit. Saw a lot of your Lego men and women last week and they were really good. Keep up the good work on all of your projects. You're doing a great job. Starting this month coming up, we're going to be doing some activities for Youth Art Month. It is Youth Art Month this month, the month of March. Or they call it YAM. Don't forget our Arts Festival is coming up. And we'll send details out for that. Some of you all have your work in there. If you turned your work in, your work is in there. And we definitely like to celebrate the arts. Music, drama, art, all for Youth Art Month. Celebrating arts for the youth. That's you all. Okay, if I look now, I'm almost there. Let's hope this blue will take care of it for me. So I'm going to work on the blue now, and the blue will loop around and finish off any of the excess area that I need to fill in. So I'm going to go like that. cap down, and I'm going to hold my paper very carefully and just go in and fill in any of the areas that I have that are open still. I'm going to take my time and still make sure that I'm curving it. With that one, I'm going to have to go across twice, maybe a third time, because of the fact of that had a lot more space to cover. And you might have to have that happen with yours. Just go and make sure you fill in all that space so that way it's taken care of. Just take your time. There's no right or wrong way when you're doing this, because like I said, you're just making sure that everything is straight line and then curve, straight line, curve, filled in. Filling in all of our white spaces now. That's all we're doing. I wonder if any of you all have ever used the side of your Crayola fat markers. And if you don't have Crayola, anything you have works just fine. As long as it's a fat tip, so that way you can cover your areas that are not covered. Right, we are right at the end. And I'm just holding it down so that way I can get the rest of that covered. Okay, so now when we look, wow, amazing. Love it just looks like a hand that's covered up with tons of beautiful colors, like a bandage of colors. So I hope you've had fun with this. I'm going to take a colorful Sharpie this time, and I'm going to go in maybe blue and put my name. I'm going to put it right down here at the bottom. Okay, so thank you for joining me for week 23, the optical illusion hand. I had a parent ask me about the section that's for studio and the section in Artsonia for studio work. So if you look in your Canvas section where it says studio, there are tons of arts and art lessons and fun little tidbit activities that you can do, and you can do them on your own. Once you've done those, you can upload them onto Artsonia in the section that says studio. So that's lots of work that you can do. If you have any downtime, if you want to do something in between one of our lessons, go for it and have fun with those, because I do have another optical illusion one in there. I have some other hand activities. I have face activities. I have drawing your favorite characters. So just go in there and have a good time, and I hope that you all are doing well, and I will see you next week for week 24. Have a great one.